Part 3, Univox U1040 2x12 combo amp, wrapping up the reverb tank. Prepping for paint. Before removing any of the components from the reverb tank, we marked the input and output sides of the reverb tray. To remove the two RCA-style jacks, we simply snipped one side of the rivets off with a pair of flush cutters. Here's a look at the RCA jacks removed from the reverb tank. And here's a couple pictures of the reverb tank prior to getting it ready for paint. Note where a piece of the label came off. One last look before moving on. After some glugon, crud cutter, steel wool, etc., we've got a reverb tank prepped for painting. Remember where the piece of label broke off? Looks like maybe the original label was never fully glued to the tank. The number on the can was covered with a piece of painter's tape to keep it from getting painted over. Rust converter. We decided to use Rust-Oleum rust reformer, and here's a couple pictures of how it turned out. This rust reformer looks really good on its own. It looks good enough that it could have just been waxed, if you ask me. Remove that piece of painter's tape, and presto, the number magically reappears. Label. The label was in pretty rough shape to begin with, and, well, it didn't exactly come off looking any better. So, we whipped up a label for it. After clear coating the labels with lacquer, the best looking label was selected and cut out to be glued onto the reverb tank later. Wrapping it up. After the rust converter cured, and then the glued-on label cured, we gave the reverb tank a couple light coats of clear. Here's a few pictures of how it turned out. Locking nuts and screws were used to secure the RCA jacks back to the reverb tank. Oops, almost forgot, we cleaned the reverb bag along the way too. And last, but not least, here's a look at the reverb tank looking all pretty, sitting on the cleaned up reverb bag. Not too shabby. It may not look original, but it certainly looks better. And it shouldn't rust out now. Just a quick update before ending this part 3 video. It was decided to strip and paint the chassis due to what can be best described as rust veins underneath the paint. Yeah, that'll be the next video.